Welcome back to another episode of Loud and Ugly Garage. Today I'm going to be swapping out the trans pan on my truck. When we first went and did the motor and trans swap, we noticed there's a little crack in the trans pan, so cleaned it up real good, tried to touch it up with a TIG welder, but obviously it didn't do the trick. It's still leaking a little bit from the front left corner of it. So I got a new trans pan in the box. It's actually under the camera, holding it up right now. I'm gonna get that out and put it on, and then who knows what's gonna happen. Right here you can kind of see where we tried to fix it up a little bit, but it's just in a really bad spot. It's leaking all over. In the last episode or 2 episodes ago when we were at the drag strip, they did actually see trans fluid leaking. So good call on their part, but I want to take care of this so I don't have to have cardboard underneath my truck anymore. Went ahead and got some cardboard on the floor for the bloodbath that's about to happen. If any of you guys have ever changed a trans pan, you'd know. It just makes a giant mess. So first off, I'm going to start by draining this. I'm going to have to move this cross member out of the way. So I may have to pull my battery out again because I decided to put it inside the frame rail back here so you wouldn't be able to see it in the bed of the truck or in the cab. But no biggie, we'll get this thing swapped out. This is what a 350 turbo valve body looks like. It's your trans filter here, in case no one's ever seen inside of here. Pretty simple. This one's got the reverse valve body with a trans brake set up, and that's this little solenoid over here on the back side. So now we got the old pan down here looking pretty crusty. I'll show you where we kind of fixed it up in the inside corner there. You can kind of see that it's got a scab in there of weld, but got the new one in the box. We're gonna unbox that right now. So nothing fancy. It's literally the same thing, just different hardware, which will make it a little bit easier to mount up. But just an aluminum trans pan. Everything looks nice on it. Looks exactly like the other one, so it just doesn't have a crack in it. We'll put this one on right now and fill her back up. There we have it. The brand new trans pan looks exactly like the other one. Something I like about this better is it's got these hex head bolts instead of that's just standard bolt. A little bit easier to get up in there. So this is what I had to do. I had to take the cross member back. So just take out those 2 bolts there and then the 2 on each side. And then I just kind of kicked it back enough so that I could get to those bolts so that I didn't have to pull my battery tray out. So that saved some time. It ended up being pretty quick. So now we're gonna put this down, fill it up with some trans fluid, and run it through a couple cycles and see if it leaks. The new trans pan is on, nothing is leaking. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the new shifter for this. Like I've said in previous episodes, the valve body that I went with for the Turbo 350 trans in the truck ended up having a reverse valve body, which I didn't really pay attention to. So that makes me have to get a new shifter with a different style shift pattern. Instead of going forward with the shifter like the twister shifter I have in here right now, this is like a gated style shifter, so you pull it back all the way into first gear, and then you can just, you know, bump it from gear to gear. So now what we've got on the dock is the Hurst quarter stick shifter here. Went with the old school knob style instead of the pistol grip. Not quite sure where I'm going to put my roll control yet because it was on my old shifter, but we'll figure all that out. Kind of off camera went ahead, and this is going to be a post that I notched here. Got it all ready with a plate here that'll mount to the top. We'll drill these 3 holes out to mount the shifter to it. It'll sit kind of just like this on top of the roll cage in between my seats, so that shifter will be up nice and high and I can get to it really easy. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take this little post and this plate that I made here. I'm going to drill these holes out real quick and then get the shifter mounted to the plate. Then we'll get everything kind of setting in there, and I'm going to tack weld this stuff together, get the right angle and height and everything that I'm looking for so that I can grab the shifter. I'm going to hit these 3 spots here with a little punch so we don't get a wandering drill bit. This is a pretty cool little tool. You don't have to beat it with a hammer. You just put it in the center. It's spring loaded. Works really well. And now for the worst part of the axe, you actually have to drill them out. It's never any fun. Luckily I got these drill bits for Christmas, so they're still a little sharp. Alright, we're on the last hole. I skipped past the other 2 because who wants to sit here and watch me drill? No one. So, like I said, these drill bits are pretty new, so they're cutting pretty good. Alright. That should do it. Clean all these metal shavings up real fast. We got the hole in the plate now. So now I'm just gonna set the shifter on top of it here. Got some hardware. I'm gonna shove these through. Get this thing mounted up. That way we can slide it into the truck. And then, like I said, we'll get that kind of fitted in there where I can reach it well. And should be pretty sweet looking. I'm excited to see this thing in there. Alright, we're in the truck now. We got this piece of roll cage tubing. Like I said, I already pre-notched it. So, thinking with the plate on there, just gonna have to try to get the fitment right, and then we'll tack weld it. That way the shifter's up here, it'd be easy to grab. Hopefully be doing some wheelies, you know. It'd be pretty sweet. We've got this stuff. I took the shifter back off of this plate. We got our little tick marks. Cal helped me do that. He's also behind the camera right now, killing it. So we're gonna get this set on here, lined up, and we're just gonna put a couple tacks on it, set it back in the truck real fast, make sure it's exactly where I want it, and then fully weld this thing out. Alright, everything fit in there. I just did the last tack. I just did 3 just in case I had to break it off. So 4-corner tacked. We're gonna weld this solid now. Then we'll put the shifter back on, and we'll actually tack this piece of roll cage tubing on the inside. We got some welds on there, all good to go. Get this baby tacked in. This baby is smoking hot right now. I'm gonna try to do this without burning my fingers. Alright, well, let's take all this hardware out here and set this on the floor because it'll melt this rubber top here. Alright, bolt it back on. Let's take it to the truck. Yeah, we're doing flying gymnastics to get in here to do this up.
Tell me, relieving yourself.
It's lining up with our marks that Cal and I made earlier, so should be good. Hence should. Let's see. Make sure the angle's alright. Make sure it feels good still. Yeah. I think it's alright.
You can run both shifters now.
Yeah, let's run 2 shifters now to be really, really, really productive. Alright. Yeah, that thing is pretty sweet. I'm excited about this. Alright. Get some more welds on here. The shifter is in the truck and mounted up. I had to leave all the old stuff hooked up because I pushed this outside and it's hellacious to push this thing alone. But for next episode, you'll see me pulling all the old shifter and cable stuff off, brackets off the trans, getting the new Hurst quarter stick shifter stuff set up. That got a little box that goes over this as well. Just want to give a big thanks to the people over at Howell Drilling Company in California. They reached out and were able to help me out get the shifter and stuff set up for this, so super thankful for that. Thank you guys, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.